Namar ka Sarkar Assam kala Pynkiew ka khajna jongka petrol bat diesel ka kabinet jongka Sarkar Meghalaya ru menta ka sngi kala shim ka rai ban Pynkiew ka khajna jongka petrol da shitingka bat kumju ka diesel. Umintri badai pet ka tanat ka koi kia u James K Sangma habakran shkilat pathai khubor hadin balawai ka kabinet ulaya thu baka khajna ka petrol mensua ka long khat ar point san persen bat menta la Pynkiew ka khatlai point san persen kumju ru ka diesel naga 100% shaka san persen. Dakane ka jingpen kiu dor ka khajnau menteri ka tanat ka kwai ka khia ulaya thu ba menta ka petrol ha bernihan kan long khandai phausan point iwei not tengka kat ba haslong kan long khandai penriu point pra lai tengka ya ka diesel pan ha bernihat kan long pra phaulai point san not tengka kat ba haslong pat kan long pra phausan point not san tengka. Kiwai pat kirai ke belai shim hakane ka jingilang ka kabinet kalong bala pendam no ka Meghalaya Street Vendors lane ka Protection of Livelihood and Regulation of Street Vending Act Arajar Khatsau bat ban pediang no da ka an jong ka sarkar pedang ban penbe ikinong de madan ha Meghalaya. Namar ka sarkar kala pediang ka jingpen bana jong ka sarkar pedang ban seng ka National Law School University ka kabinet kala shim ka rai ban wanra no da ka bil ha ka dorbar senrai ka ban sedang ha ka khandai terek unai lor ar poar. Ka kabinet kala pediang ru ka kaipon jong ka National Judicial Commission jong ka sarkar pedang ka bala pediang house nam khatnyo ya ka ni ka ju ka commission ka kabinet kala pediang ban pentrei kam ha ka bai dei bat ka jingsiu yiki batrei ha ki ying bishar. Ka kabinet menta ka sngi kala pediang ru ka jingpen kelai ka Meghalaya Education Research Training Service Rule ar na ka benta ban penkela ya ka rukam itho ikinong hikai haki school sarkar.
Rates of tax on petrol and diesel. So, as you may be aware, that government of Assam has recently revised its rates of petrol and diesel, and as is the practice which has been followed in the state of Meghalaya for a very long time, whenever the rates of Assam are changed commensurate to that, government of Meghalaya also revises its rates of petrol and diesel to take advantage of the price differential. And today, as you all know, the present rate of tax for petrol is 13.5% or rupees 11 per litre, whichever is higher. So this has been revised to 13.5% or rupees 12.50 per litre, whichever is higher. And for diesel, the present rate right now of tax is 5% or rupees 4 per litre, whichever is higher. This has been revised to 5% or rupees 5.50 per litre, whichever is higher. So basically, in very simple terms, the effect of this is basically that presently, if we look at the rate of the retail sales price of petrol in Birmingham right now is rupees 95.10, and now there will be there will be an increase of rupees 1.92. So that there will be a difference of rupees 1.92 between government between Assam and between Meghalaya. So it is now going to be 95.10 in Birmingham and 96.83 in Shillong. This is petrol. And for diesel, the new RSP, that is the retail sales price, is going to be 83.50 in Birmingham and rupees 84.72 in Shillong. And the difference basically would be in Birmingham rupees 1.44 for diesel and rupees 0.32 in Shillong for diesel. Were discussed, and these agendas are a draft bill to repeal the State Act and to adopt the Central Act and also the draft Meghalaya Street Vendors Protection of Livelihood and Regulation of Street Vending Rules 2022 for the state of Meghalaya was taken up and discussed. As you all know, that the state government had enacted the Meghalaya Street Vendors Protection of Livelihood and Regulation of Street Vending Act 2014. However, the Government of India recently had legislated in the year 2014 the Street Vendors Protection of Livelihood and Regulation of Street Vending Act in March 2014. So, in a follow-up to the communication of the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, Government of India, the department has gone ahead to bring this agenda to the cabinet to repeal the present Meghalaya Street Vendors Protection of Livelihood and Regulation of Street Vending Act 2014 and in its place adopt the Central Act. So this matter was discussed and the cabinet gave its nod to the repeal of the State Act, and consequent to this we have also adopted the Regulation of Street Vending, Protection of Livelihood and Regulation of Street Vending Rules 2022. So this is one of the agendas which was introduction of the National Law University of Meghalaya Bill 2022. As you all know that very recently the government had through an ordinance passed the National Law University of Meghalaya Ordinance. Since the assembly session is coming up, this ordinance will have to be now converted into a draft bill and placed in the assembly, and this will be now placed in the upcoming assembly session that is due to start in the month of September. 10. The Second National Judicial Pay Commission as directed by the Honorable Supreme Court. This, as you all know, on the direction of the Honorable Supreme Court, the Government of India had notified the Second National Judicial Pay Commission on the 16th of November 2017, and these recommendations are to evolve. The terms of reference of these recommendations was to evolve the principles which should govern the structure of pay and other emoluments of judicial officers, to examine the existing structure of emoluments and conditions of service and to make recommendations including post-retirement benefits, to examine the work methods and the work environment as also the variety of allowances and benefits, and to suggest rationalization. So this matter was discussed. The views of finance and personnel were also sought, which were placed and made known to the members of the cabinet, and we have taken up this matter, and the cabinet has given its approval for implementing the recommendations of the Second National Judicial Pay Commission. Discussion today was the amendment of the Meghalaya Education, Research and Training Service Rules 2012. The Directorate of Educational Research and Training has its service rules known as the Meghalaya Education, Research and Training Service Rules 2012. The services of the officers or lecturers of the DRT and principals of diets, lecturers of the diets are combined under the Meghalaya Education, Research and Training Service Rules 2012 for upward movement of service. So today this was brought to the cabinet to bring about an amendment for redesignation of the following posts or grades, namely 1 lecturer to assistant professor grade 2, Secondly, senior lecturer to assistant professor, grade 1. And thirdly, selection grade lecturer to associate professor. This has been necessitated as the terminology of lecturer, senior lecturer, selection grade lecturer have become obsolete in other states. So this was discussed, and this matter has been given its consent by the cabinet today. And this is pursuant to that, we have to frame rules. So, I can read some of the salient points mentioned in the rules. Of provisional town vending committees. Then the constitution of these town vending committees would be, in terms of official member, the chairperson would be the chief executive officer or the executive officer of the municipal board. Representative of the deputy commissioner, not below the rank of additional deputy commissioner, would be the member secretary. Representative of the police, not below the rank of ASP, would be, that is assistant superintendent of police, would be the member. Representative of traffic police, member. District health medical officer, member. Representative of planning authority, member. And representative of district council as a member. There will also be non-official members, which would namely be representatives of the street vendors shall not be less than 40% of total members in the committee. One representative from market and trade associations, one representative from non-government organizations and community-based organizations shall not be less than 10% of total members in the committee, one representative from local traditional institutions wherever applicable, and one representative from nationalized lead bank in the city or town as the case may be. Official members. The rules would also also spell out the procedure for meeting of the town vending committees. Then functions of the town vending committees. Then constitution of the grievance redressal committees. About how people can make the basically the form and manner of making application to the grievance redressal committee, etc., etc. Of petrol in Bernihut would be rupees 1.92 cheaper than what it is in Assam. Along with this, I would also like to inform that despite the hike in our tax structure and the consequent increase in the oil in the prices of petrol and diesel, we are still as a state in terms of petrol and diesel prices are the cheapest in the entire country.